Just more. Mhm. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our week number 6 live stream for my intro psych class. I know that we're at a different time today, so there's a good probability a lot of you are watching this later, but I wanted to still do a live stream so that you had the opportunity to have a couple of quick reminders and then get that extra credit if you're subscribed or joining me live today. Let's head over to Canvas together. We are in the middle of weeks 5 and 6. We're getting very close to the end of the semester. So last week was week 5. This week is week 6. So a couple of things this week. We are looking at chapters 11 and 12, right? So we're still kind of right in the heart of those very core topics, looking at human development and personality. So as always, do 3 things, right? You're going to want to read the ebook chapter, read through the lecture and watch any videos and click on any links, and then watch the lecture video and take notes and view that as like a lecture, like we were in class together. So make sure you do that for both chapters 11 and chapter 12. And then, of course, you have 2 discussions this week. And since it's an even week, you do have exam number 3. So let's take a quick look at the discussions and exam together just to make sure you're feeling as good about them as you can. As always, you have my instructions up here at the top and then my video. This first one is all about human development and like lifespan. So you're going to be watching and listening to 2 songs about being a teenager, 15 by Taylor Swift and Letter to Me by Brad Paisley, getting your country fixed this week. So you're going to listen to those 2 songs. And then you're also going to either go on a field trip or do this virtually where you go somewhere that sells cards, greeting cards. This could be the grocery store, Target, Walmart, Hallmark. It could be a CVS, or you could even find them virtually if you don't want to go out and look But you're going to find a minimum of 2 cards targeting middle adulthood, turning 30, 40, or 50, and late adulthood, turning 60, 70, 80, or aging in general. And after you've listened to the songs and you've gone on your little field trip and found your cards, you're going to answer a couple of questions about how the songs really incorporate and demonstrate some of the cognitive, social, and physical milestones of being a teenager. And I'm looking to see that you can connect the songs to the content in the chapter. So really be specific, use specific lyrics, connect it to certain terms and topics. What are the general messages and tones and focus of each card age range that you examined? What are some of the attitudes and stereotypes related to aging? And then just for fun, if you had to personally be stuck at one age for the rest of your life, what age would you pick and why? Don't overthink it, just what age would you pick and why? And if you would like, you're welcome to upload pictures or videos of the cards that you pick. I think that could be a lot of fun to take a look at. So if you would like to upload those, that would be fantastic. And then don't forget to also reply to a classmate to get those kind of 2 points, easy 2 points to get. Discussion number 12 is related to personality. So again, as usual, you have my instructions up here at the top, followed by my video. Definitely recommend that you're watching these. I hope that they're helpful for you. In this one, you're going to be thinking about your personality and what has made you the person you are today. So if you had to describe what has made you the person you are, what has shaped your personality, what are a couple of key contributing factors? I'd like you to share a minimum of 2 factors that you feel have heavily contributed to your personality and explain how they have contributed. So maybe this is genetics, or it's a certain event that happened, or a certain person, or a combination of things, but you're going to describe that. In the spirit of the trait perspective, how could you describe yourself in 5 words? So I want you to pick 5 adjectives or words to describe your personality. And then you're going to ask 2 different people in your life who know you pretty well to describe you in 5 words. Were their words similar or different? Make sure you share and kind of comment on that. And then finally, you're going to take one of these personality quizzes, or one of the ones that I gave you at the end of the lecture. And you're going to talk about what did you take, your general reaction, how was the standardization, reliability, and validity, and so on of the test. And then don't forget to also reply to a classmate to get those 2 points. So as usual, that's kind of our typical stuff for this week. You also have an exam this week. You have exam number 3. So you have this week's exam, and then you'll have one more as we get into the final 2 weeks of the semester. So as always, make sure that you are studying and preparing with the study guide, which you can find right here. The study guide will have all of the terms that you need to know on it. So everything for this exam is on chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12. So make sure that you know all of the terms that are on here. Again, if it were me, I would probably write these out and have it in front of me. That way I'm organized and I'm ready to go. I'm not searching for everything as I'm taking the exam. But you've taken 2 tests in here, so hopefully you have a good idea of what you need to do. But I think that's a really great strategy to have, and it might be really helpful for you. If you've been doing good on the exams, keep doing the same thing. It's clearly working. If you wish you had done a little better, I would definitely type out the study guide and have it in front of you. I think that could be really, really helpful. Don't forget that this is due by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So make sure you have good internet. Make sure you have 75 minutes to take the exam, that you've studied, you prepared. Set yourself up for success. All of those things are going to be really helpful for you. And again, make sure you're utilizing that study guide. I will, of course, post the recording of this a little bit later today, and I'm going to give you that extra credit question in a moment. It doesn't look like there are very many of you in here with me today. It's totally possible that me changing the time made it a little tricky, so I'm sorry about that. And it's okay if you're late. I'm glad you're joining. No worries. And if you're watching this later as a recording, that's totally fine. Just remember, and I'm going to put this here in the chat. If you could all take a moment to double check that subscription status on Twitch. Remember, if you're watching this later, that you can get the extra credit for participating as long as you are subscribed. That's really the only way that I can mark your attendance. I let it slide a little bit last week, but it was a lot of work for me to look everyone up. So please take a moment and double check that. I really appreciate you doing that. It saves me a lot of time and energy and effort, so thank you. The other thing here, let me put this in the chat. Our next, I can't talk and write, but that's okay, we'll try. Our next live stream. Okay, will be on Wednesday, which is 4/24 at 1:30 p.m. So I'm sticking with the same kind of day and time next week. Sorry to move things around a little bit, but there's some things that changed and I kind of had to adjust. The other thing I'd like to give you, of course, is that extra credit question for this week. And I did write this out ahead of time, so I didn't have to type it. But this is our week number 6 Twitch extra credit question. Here we go. I'll put this here in the chat for you. And the question for this week is, what are Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development? Describe and give one element or feature of each stage. So what are his 4 stages, and give me an element or feature of each? And when you're ready to answer that, since we're in week 6, you'll click on optional Twitch extra credit number 6. And then wait for it to load. Up at the top, you can click start assignment. And in the text box, this is where you can type your response. Okay, and make sure, again, you're answering the question fully. When you're ready, you can hit submit. And this is worth 2 points of extra credit, as long as you're either joining me live or you're subscribed and watching it later. So those are kind of the main things to focus on for this week. Obviously, if you haven't done week number 5, make sure you do week number 5, and then this week is week number 6. We only have like 2 more weeks after this one. So again, make sure you're studying, preparing, giving it your all on the exams as we start to get kind of closer to the end of the semester. Thank you for those of you who joined me live. And again, if you're watching this later, make sure that you're subscribed so you can get those 2 points of extra credit for answering the extra credit question. So I know it's lagging a little bit. I'm on campus and the internet connection here is never great. So I'm trying to make it quick. I'm gonna minimize my video just to kind of help streamline. Hopefully the live stream will go a little quicker that way. But if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, you can obviously email me later if you think of something during the week. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will hope to see you all next week for our week number 7 Twitch live stream.